Children, the next biggest challenge after independence was the framing and adopting a political system that would best serve the hopes and expectations of its population. Now, between December 1946 and November 1949, some 300 Indians from various backgrounds had series of meetings to decide on the country's political future. So, the meetings of this Constituent Assembly were held in New Delhi. Participants came from all over India and from different political parties. Discussions were held, and finally our constitution was framed, which came into effect on 26 January 1950. Now, this Dr. Ambedkar was given this task of framing the constitution. He was the chairman of the drafting commission, and the constitution that he framed was a very progressive document of its time. It clearly mentioned the structure of the government and the rights and duties of the citizen, and it granted universal adult franchise to all the citizens above the age of 21, which is now reduced to 18 now. Now, this was a very revolutionary step in the constitution, for never before had the Indians been allowed to choose their leaders. And if you see in the other countries also, like UK and USA, this right was granted in stages. First, this right to vote was given to the men who had property and were very rich. Then it was given to the educated, and finally to the common working people and women were given after a long struggle. So this was one of the revolutionary steps that was written down in our constitution. Now, our constitution also guaranteed equality before law to all the citizens, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion. Then special privileges were given to some backward classes. The practice of untouchability was abolished. And then we see 3 lists of subjects were mentioned in the constitution. There were the union list, state list, and concurrent list. Now, the union list had subjects like taxes, defense, and foreign affairs, for which the central government was only responsible. And the state government had subjects like health and education, where it was the responsibility of the state government. Now, the concurrent list had subjects like forest and agriculture, which would be the joint responsibility of both the central and the state government. Now, there was also a major debate in concerning about the languages. Many leaders felt that we believe that English language should leave India with the British rulers. So now they should take up Hindi as the official language. But the southern states refused to accept Hindi, and they said that if you do not have if you keep Hindi as an official language, they will not join India, they'll separate from India. So now, to keep the country together, it was decided that Hindi would be the official language, but all official documents would also be considered for communication. English will be used. So you see, such a mammoth task was done by B.R. Ambedkar. He finally finalized a document, and we see in his final speech, he says that he pointed out that political democracy had to be accompanied by economic and social democracy. He says that by giving the right to vote would not automatically lead to removal of other inequalities that are taking place in our country, that is between the rich and the poor, or between the upper caste and the lower caste. He says by framing the constitution, we will get political equality, but what will happen in the social and economic life? Okay, so we have given the right to vote to everyone. We have got political equality, but in actual real life, inequalities still remain. Now, children, there were many more other challenges. Other challenge was diversity. As all of you know, our country is a very diverse country. There are different languages, religion, culture, and practices. And there are huge divisions also between high caste and low caste, between majority Hindu community who practiced other faiths. And so to keep the people together, it was a big task, because keeping people from various backgrounds and various religion, it was very, very difficult. So this was another problem and challenge that India had to face after independence. The next challenge was the problem of development. When we got independence, we did not have any kind of money with us. All the resources were actually drained by the British. They took away all our wealth, so we had to start from scratch. Agriculture was ruined, and there was no development in the cities. And the biggest challenge of our prime minister was to lift its masses out of poverty, give them jobs, produce more food for the poor, give jobs, create industries. So the next biggest challenge was the problem of development in our country. So you see, children, unity and development has to go hand in hand. You see, because of the diversity, there were divisions, and our leaders had to work together to keep the people united, plus give economic development so that the people could earn their living and live peacefully. So these were the biggest challenges that India faced after independence.